Sounds like it probably wasn't.
Evening, I call this meeting to order, the Topsham Select Board. It's July 2nd, 2026, and we're in the Donald A. Russell Meeting Room. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, Patty. Shion.
Good evening to you.
Will you
How
please-
about Roland Taffs,
Here.
Ann Callahan,
Remote.
Ryan
Present
Holmes,
remotely.
Here.
David Kenny,
Here.
Mike Labby,
Present.
all present, sir.
Great, thank you. Town manager's report, please.
Good evening. Non-emergency services will be closed tomorrow, July 3rd, in recognition of our 250th Independence Day, with the exception of the transfer station, which will be closed on July 4th. Due to extreme heat, however, the transfer station will did close at noon today and will do so again at noon tomorrow. So come early with your trash. A new sticker supply is on order for the transfer station, and we will soon be requiring stickers for everyone, even if the staff recognizes you. This is to ensure that we're not taking waste from other towns and only Topsham residents and businesses. As neighboring towns have cut back on what waste they will accept, we've been getting more inquiries to accept waste from other towns and attempts to bring it in without permission. Universal stickers will assist our staff. Topsham and Bodenham will be hosting a joint household hazardous waste collection at the Topsham Public Works Garage, not the transfer station, on Friday, August 28th from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. No pre-registration is necessary. The towns will share the setup costs and the users will pay $40 per unit of waste, which is considered 5 liquid gallons or 20 pounds of powder. More information is available on our website. And in a minute, you're going to hear from the Midcoast Wood Bank, who's looking for some volunteers to periodically stock emergency firewood bins at the transfer station with the wood provided at the Midcoast Wood Bank's River Road processing site. Please contact us if you're interested in assisting. Happy Independence Day.
That's it.
That's it.
Excellent, great. All right, next up, board and committee reports. There are none tonight. Public comment.
We have some.
Yes.
Would you like to address the?
Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Mark. For the room turns to ice.
Mr. Pulsifer is with the Midcoast Wood Bank.
Good evening. Matt Pulsifer, 23 Coburn Lane, moved to Topsham in December of 2024. But I think I was conceived on Yarmouth Island in Harpswell back in 1937. I'm around. Mark put it correctly. You're going to hear about Midcoast Wood Bank, which is a volunteer organization that provides heat through firewood to families in need in the wintertime. There's no charge for our firewood. We deliver it to residents. We deliver it maximum of 2 cords per residence, but when we deliver to towns, we deliver to 9 towns: Brunswick, Bowden, Topsham, the immediate towns around Topsham, where our wood yard is located. When we deliver to towns, municipal deliveries, we provide a tote, a pair of totes, which is a metal container that holds about 1/3 of a cord. We deliver that in the middle of September, and we take it away in the middle of April. We do not have the ability to keep the totes full. We can deliver, and we do deliver, a cord or 2 to houses around the area, but we just can't keep up with the totes. Last year, we delivered 120 cords of free firewood to our 9 towns. And of that, about 30 cords went into totes. Harpswell is the biggest consumer with about 16, 17 cords. And Topsham was 3rd with 8. But this year, with our expected increase in deliveries to households, we just cannot keep up with the totes. And so I'm asking our towns, that we're in partnership with you, and asking your town to come up with volunteers who can keep the totes full. And through your contacts, I would hope that we could get some names of people to come to the wood yard on Wednesday from 8 until noon, Saturday mornings from 8 until noon. We'll fill up their pickup truck, they come back and put it in the tote.
Also, it's a transportation issue, not a lack of wood, it's a transportation.
Pure and
Okay,
simple.
gotcha.
Transportation issue. We don't have the pickup trucks or the people to do that. We're wood dogs, cut, split, stack, and deliver to households. But it's the totes. The second issue I'd like your advice on, and Mark and I have talked about this, is where the totes should be put. Right now, they're at the transfer station. And even though there is a lot of folks go to the transfer station, not a lot of wood goes out of our totes. Harpswell has them in front of town office, where a lot of people go off them. And that contributes to the amount of wood that goes out through Harpswell. So thoughts as to where the totes could go, to better distribute wood to people in need is the other part of my request. I do have a letter, not quite finished, a letter to the town crier asking communities to come up with ideas for volunteers to help with transportation to totes. We're still delivering to households. And in Topsham, the location, we think, is a problem. So where a better location might be, I don't know. You guys do, and we'll do whatever it takes. We're perfectly happy with the recycle, but maybe other place would get more use. So I'm asking for volunteers. Harpswell said every fisherman begins with a pickup truck. True. And that's where we got our volunteers to build the Harpswell totes. And fishermen with wrong tide or when their boat was. So somehow we'd like to plug into a group of volunteers and help us deliver to keep the totes full. Then the question of where, and I'm happy to work with whoever you recommend.
We talked to Mr. Pulsiver about putting it in our crier ad, put a blurb in there, so we will do that with the next one to help with that part.
So just to clarify, so you have totes at people's homes?
No. We
None
don't
at all?
deliver totes to people, so
So you
we don't have enough totes.
But you
We'll
do
come.
deliver wood to people?
Yeah, we've got a dump trailer,
Gotcha.
she'll come and unload two boards,
Okay.
whatever it is that they ask.
You may have noticed the two were to the left of the gate. We
Yeah.
put it outside the gate so that people could get it 24 hours a day. Our logic behind that site was, where do people go when they're getting signatures? They usually go to the transfer station because more people actually come there than come here. We could potentially put it, say, if we find a location in the parking lot here that doesn't interfere with plowing, we could put it here, but I still think more people go to the transfer station than come here.
So you don't have any issue with the amount of wood you're being given. You don't have any shortage there. This is really about, you don't have a shortage of wood to give out. It's more an issue of just having it in the best location for people to take advantage of.
No,
Interns.
Well,
But
this would
they
be
can
in the winter too.
Well, yeah, but I'm just thinking like you could put something on our town website, basically have it stand out and then.
No, we can do that too.
How often would you foresee if people did opt to volunteer? Is this a once a week thing, or how would you do that?
Harpswell refilled their totes during the hardest winter twice a week. The rest of the time, once every other week. There were two fishermen who really needed it. One guy's furnace broke and he
Yeah.
couldn't afford another, so he And he was coming in and taking a fair amount of wood. We delivered 2 cords to his house when we found out who it was.
Hmm.
The totes, I would think the totes once a week would be enough. There are 2 of them, so that's 2/3 of a cord.
Yeah.
And we've got a sign on each tote, take an armload, which is a half a dozen sticks. Come back, take another armload. Don't fill up your truck. If you want to fill up your truck, come on out to the wood yard.
Where is the wood yard and location to you?
505 River Road,
Okay,
just down the road from the quick up here.
got it.
Yeah, I'm surprised our usage isn't more. I mean, maybe it's just a PR issue. You just have to get the word out more.
So I'm asking for ideas
Hmm.
as to how to get volunteers. And I think between the letter to the newspaper, the website, there are 2. But with the influence that selectmen have in the community, you may know somebody. Hartsville has a group of 5 ladies who run everything. And we plugged in with one of those ladies who sent it off to another lady, and she put the squeeze on her husband and. We are so, that's the way that it might work.
The squeeze.
So I'd like to stay in touch with Mark and keep the conversation going. And on September 15th, we will appear somewhere with 2 totes of firewood.
All right.
Well, you mentioned the parking lot here.
Mhm.
I would have a problem with that, because we put sand out there in the parking lot,
Yeah.
just one stall, with a tote, take another stall.
Mhm.
So maybe side by side would work out fine.
Yeah,
Or maybe a
That's-
tote here, a tote in landfill.
Good location.
yeah, that's true. We can split it up and put one of each.
That's an interesting idea.
So,
But this is the very conversation that I wanted to start.
Or the other
Thank you
place
very
we put
much.
sand is at the Forsyth.
Oh, it's a great idea.
Thank you for that service. That's a very helpful thing for our community, so. Thank you for being a steward.
It is a helpful thing, and when folks get in need, they sometimes are reluctant to raise their hand or ask for help.
Sure.
So putting the tote with firewood out there with a sign on it saying, for free, couple of armloads till you get.
Sure.
We're not pushing it. And then we've got a list of people, when an individual or a household needs bulk wood, we have a phone line into Reverend John Allen's office down at the First Parish Church. He does what he calls a pastoral screening. If you're a shabby guy, you don't deserve it, he'll figure out. Otherwise, you pass the pastoral screening, we get your number and we'll make a delivery within a week or 2. And that's where the bulk of our wood goes, through these deliveries to the households.
Do we reference this at all in general assistance?
Yeah, we've got their brochures and stuff.
Okay.
Linda was aware last winter and,
Pushing it, yeah, good.
but.
we need to think about what this, for September's locations,
Yeah,
and come back and talk about it,
yeah.
pick locations.
Sir, what's the name of the business again?
Mid-Coast Wood Bank. Hillsborough. I'm Nat Pulsifer, I'm the founder of Wood Bank, it lives here in Topsham, Bruce Wilds. And been in business now for 15 years. There are 30 chapters up and down the state doing just as we do. We're the second biggest. But that's not important. We're all out there having fun splitting wood, otherwise we'd be in the bars. Someday. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your
Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you.
Mark, I'll keep bothering you.
Sounds good.
Thank you, sir. Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you very much. All right, correspondence, any? Adjustments, none. Consent calendar, approval of the minutes of the regular select board meeting held on June 18th, 2026. So a motion?
Make a motion, Pep.
I have one item in reading the minutes. I believe it was in relation to the
Vermont Law Graduate School. The minute states that it was a unanimous vote, and if I recall, I think Ann Callahan voted. I think she opposed. I think this.
That was for the battery storage.
Yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there's a typo there. Want to make sure the vote was correct.
And right there,
He's right
That was
there.
in reference to the battery farm, is that correct?
I believe so, yes.
Yes, I voted against it, correct.
Yeah, so we just want the record to show that.
with that correction, I'll move.
It says that it was.
Okay. So moved and seconded as corrected. All in favor? Unanimous. All right, consent calendar, public hearings, none tonight, unfinished business, done tonight, old business, same thing. On to new business, 2671, consideration and any appropriate action to approve the maintenance agreement for stormwater management facilities between 4 Union Associates LLC and the Town of Topsham, and authorize the town manager to execute the final agreement.
So this was the reason we really needed to meet tonight, because they're hoping to break ground on that soon this month. And this was one of the things that they have to get checked off before they get their final permit. The agreement's similar to the one that you saw for the last subdivision last week. So just looking for your approval to enter into it.
Any motions?
I'd make a motion that the select board approve the maintenance agreement for stormwater management facilities between 4 Union Associates LLC and the Town of Topsham, and authorize the town manager to execute the final agreement.
Second,
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Motion carries. Item 2672, consideration of any appropriate action to allow a Bates College student to place a game camera on Head of Tide Park property.
The dam was approached by a group doing wildlife research. The camera would not be on the trail itself, so it wouldn't be getting hikers. But they're checking wildlife movement in different places around the state. They asked for permission to put a camera there. You may or may not know the Bates mascot is the bobcat. So we told them that if we allowed this, we might have to allow Bowden to do one for polar bears as well. But so it looked to us like it'd be pretty innocuous, but you are the ones that manage the town lands, so we wanted to run it by you.
I did have one concern when I was reading through it. Just because bobcats have just a very large territory, and reading through that game cam, they also wanted to put a scent attractor and maybe like a textile, like a feather or something on it to attract them in. And a lot of kids, a lot of pets, a lot of dogs in the area, and if that does attract, and they find out that it's a plentiful place like the Eagles and the Hawks did, then we might have bobcats in our area as well, especially around where there's a lot of residential stuff, and can't really say they're not gonna be on the trails. They're not gonna be near the hikers. The camera won't be, but a bobcat would be roaming a large area, and we wouldn't have any way to control that. Just my thoughts.
And you can certainly say, we'll give you permission, but don't use any attractants or something if that's what you would prefer to do.
That would reduce the risk.
Hmm?
That would reduce the risk,
Yeah, then.
And anything else that would
yeah.
be inclined to want to come and check it out.
will somebody be, will they tell someone where this camera is so we can make sure they're not adding some kind of scent or attracting bait?
We could ask them to. Yeah, we could certainly ask them to.
Mhm.
Put a camera on the camera.
Or just let them know.
No, just to know where it is, so if we wanna make sure they're following what we decide.
And they secure it so it doesn't get stolen. So. Any questions? Any other questions?
I have a problem either way, so.
Okay,
Gator update, so.
take a motion.
Motion.
Are we gonna rewrite the motion to not include attraction?
That's what I have.
I would make a motion that we allow the Bates student to put up a camera for their research without a scent or textile attractant.
I
Motion.
second that.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? Motion carries. Badly fun. 2673, consideration and any appropriate action to execute the proposed memorandum of understanding between the town of Topsham and the Saginaw Agricultural and Horticultural Society on behalf of the town.
So as you remember from town meeting, we went in front of town meeting, laid out the essential terms of this agreement. Town meeting gave you the authority to enter into it. Our attorney, as well as the attorney from the Fair Association's been through it. This is the final document that they came up with. And it's conditional. So until there's a vote taken to fund the community center, they have no obligation to actually give us the right of way. We have no obligation to give them the EMS coverage that we would give during the fair as part of this until that happens, or to put the gate in, or to obviously give them access to the utilities if they're not in there yet. But this would lock them in enough so that if we chose to spend the money to start working on some more plans for the site, we know that we would have access to the site as opposed to paying the money to develop a plan for a site we can't get to.
Well, I make a motion to authorize the town manager to execute the proposed memorandum of understanding between the town of Topsham and the Saginaw Agricultural and Horticultural Society on behalf of the town.
I'll second that.
All right, moving second and all in favor. Motion carries. 2674, consideration and any appropriate action to nominate 2 representatives to the Maine Municipal Association Legislative Policy Committee.
So you have a decision to make this year. The last time you appointed someone a couple of years ago, the only 2 nominees were our assessor, Justin Hennessy, who you nominated, and then Mark Myers, the Bath City Manager. This year, there's actually 2 additional nominees. So you need to choose 2 out of the group of Justin, the Bodenham Town Manager, the Bath City Manager, and a Phippsburg Selectman, Fred Libby. The draft motion assumed you'd probably choose the person you nominated, so that's why Justin's name's in there. But you need to pick a second, or if you wanted to, you can vote for 2 other people.
Can you repeat the names again?
Sure.
Justin Hennessy, who's the Bodenham Town
So-
Manager?
Nicole Briand, who her background was she was the planner in Bodenham before she became the town manager. She says that, in addition to being the director of planning and development, she also served as the code enforcement officer and the local plumbing inspector. She served on the committee in the past, and she says she'd like to serve again because she feels that with her varied background in planning and codes, she can provide a perspective of a smaller community and would like to support practical, effective policies for all municipalities. Mark Myers has served as the Bath City Manager since 2021, and he was Assistant City Manager from 2017 to 21. He was also the Director of Community Development from 2015 to 2017. And he's currently the President of the Mid-Coast Council of Governments. He served the past 3 terms on the LPC and is excited about the prospect of serving again so that he can focus on representing the interests of Bath and his district. His primary concerns are unfunded mandates and unintended consequences that state laws can place on municipalities. And the final candidate is Fred Libby Jr. He's been a select board member of the town of Phippsburg for the past year. His prior municipal service includes serving as a road commissioner, volunteer firefighter, and EMT. Fred would like to serve on the LPC because he's retired after 26 years in the Army and law enforcement and would like to bring his unique perspective. So those are the 4 candidates.
Well, I would say, and Mark Myers has done this for a while, and he's got a pretty good track record and still wants to do it.
And he's been also good about, we have a meeting we call the Saginaw County Administrators Meeting. Every couple months we'll get together and talk about what's going on in our towns, maybe work together and stuff, get ideas. Mark's always been really good at those meetings about saying, hey, here's what's going on in the LPC, and gives updates to the other towns of stuff that he thinks is relevant.
I don't see your name on it.
No, because we nominated Justin.
I would vote for Justin Hennessy and Mark Myers as the District 24 reps.
So is that a motion?
Well, yeah, I'll make a motion. Make a motion to vote for Justin Hennessy and Mark Myers as District 24 representatives to the Maine Municipal Legislative Policy Committee.
Second that vote.
Moved and seconded, all in favor? All right, motion carries. All right. Last up is executive session. 2675, enter into executive session pursuant to 1 MRSA Section 4056D to discuss labor contract negotiations. Motion?
Motion to executive session.
Second. Second.
What do you said?
Yeah.
All in favor? All right, we're in
It came
executive
out.
session.